Hello, my good friends, and welcome to episode 38 of One Credit Classics. I know what you're thinking. The OCD amongst you are thinking, well, we did like Alpha 2 weeks ago. I know you did, but I wanted to do Marvel Superheroes, and then I was like, oh, I should do Alpha 2. So here we are. This game came out in 1996 on 4 different formats. Came out in the arcade, which is the version we're going to have a look at. Came out on the PlayStation, the Saturn later in the year, and also the SNES. And it was one of the last titles on the SNES's run, really. It's kind of a trouble conversion, really, because there's so much content on this, and the SNES being a 16-bit machine really kind of struggled with it. However, it is one of the titles that retains to this day, the most value if you're a collector, like my good friend Callum is. Yeah, good luck trying to find a boxed Street Fighter Alpha 2 for the SNES. You're gonna part with a lot of money for that. Alpha 2 retains most of the new features introduced in Street Fighter Alpha, so you've got your 3-level super combo gauge, alpha counters, air blocking, fall breaking. One of the new features is the custom combo system. So if your super combo gauge gets level 1 or above, you press 2 punches and a kick, or the other way around. You perform a series of moves, and there's a trail kind of behind you, so like you do a load of jabs, like a load of blue clones follow you kind of jabbing. It's alright, but the problem is you either do nothing with it or you find something that's completely broken. Do you know what I mean? Like you just end up spamming loads of stuff. I'm not a massive fan of it, to be honest, but it's nice that they tried to do stuff like that. In a single player mode, there's 8 people you fight. If you've got a certain number of super combo finishes at the end of match 3, you'll fight a sub-boss on match 4 and then fight your match 4 fight. And the same with if you get to the end and you've got a number of perfects, haven't lost a round, etc., you will fight one of the single most overpowered, birds going mental, single most overpowered characters in the Street Fighter franchise. You'll fight Shin Akuma, who's a super version of Akuma, who's just absolutely ridiculous. I'll see what I can do for getting him on. If I don't on this run, then it will happen on an achievement run you can watch. So you can see the misery that is trying to beat Shin Akuma. Akuma's now a regular character, and the game brings back all 13 characters from Alpha, but with Bison, Akuma, and Dan are immediately selectable. You don't need codes for them. In addition to that, there is Dalsim and Zangief from Street Fighter 2. There's Jen from Street Fighter 1, the old Chinese assassin guy. There is Rolento from Final Fight, who's the guy with the stick and the grenades you fight in the lift. And a complete newcomer, who you'll see in a second. Here, that girl there, her name's Sakura. She's like a Japanese schoolgirl who's a big Ryu kind of fangirl, and she models a fighting style on him. She goes to do quite a lot moving forward with the series, so it's cool to see that this is the start of her kind of character journey, really. Street Fighter Alpha 2 is amazing. It's so hard but so good, and we're on a run with these Capcom beat-em-ups at the moment, so it seems like a perfect time to get involved with this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick Akuma, and we're going to try and give this the One Credit Classics treatment. Let's do it, shall we? It's that time already. I'll be using Akuma for this. A stunning orange-looking gi. Right, start on first. Who is from the Final Fight games? Kind of the samurai type. You fight in the big wrestling ring. So much. There's so many with the Hurricane kicks. You've never quite seen a sus blocker. Sick. Try and get some super combo finishes, see if we can get a sub boss up. So Akuma basically has got mid-air fireball, a normal fireball, a 3-air fireball, a super fireball, a super mid-air fireball, and a level 3 only super combo finish like that called the Raging Demon. I mean, that's pretty legit, innit? I'm happy with that. There will be people, but yeah. Oh, on to Dan. Dan designed by the Capcom staff as a parody of to rile up SNK, really, because they felt that SNK had ripped off them with the Art Fighting game, which featured Ryo Sakazaki, and they thought he was just a rip off of Ryo, and he was really. So they made a character in this. Swish. They made a character in this with Dan, who was just like a bit of a mixtape of those SNK kind of characters. He's got like this pink D on and all his moves are rubbish and he's really whiny, you know what I mean? It's pretty funny. Come on. Come on, son. Oh, as if he just walked in. Let's try and get something here. Is it that way? I can't even remember. Can't remember. Right. Remember that. Does so much damage. He's got a super fireball, Akuma has. Never remember how to do it. I want to say it's back to forward, then forward to back. Who's next? Chun-Li. See, the thing with this Akuma, as opposed to Shin Akuma, is his mid-air fireball works, but you've got to be kind of jumping in to do it, and it's kind of committed then anyway, do you know what I mean? Oh, swish. Oh, come on. Also, Akuma can do that better, can't I? Oh, wait up. Around really. You've got, if you do Dragon Punch with all three punches, or reverse Dragon Punch with all three punches, or all three kicks, you've got like a teleport where he slides across the screen, right? But yeah, I should probably just stop titting around. Come on. Can't take this pressure. You can. There's always that danger on us. Straight into that, surely. Sick. That was nice and straightforward. Weaklings. Oh, no one worth fighting. There will be soon. Oh, the Red Cyclone himself. First version of Alpha that Zangief's in. He's actually quite good, to be honest. He's a bit. I'm going to absolutely smash him now, obviously, because I've said that, but he is a bit kind of cumbersome. Oh, a lot of moves like that, though. I mean, you walk right into that. Oh. Did well there. He could have easily thrown me there. Smash him, shall we? I mean, that's just timeless. I wonder if I can get... Oh, you can't 5 it. Come on, son. I mean, I'm titting around here. Did I? Oh, as if he got me. It's my own fault. Stop playing with my food. Now stay down. Nice. Akuma quite nearly on the sit down before I was. Right. Rose. She's good on this in all fairness as well. Oh, I was trying to do a Dragon Punch. See, I got a little Cherries logo there as well. Come on. Slick. You're not even off for a warm-up. Oh, Sagat next. Tough old run in this. Oh, here we go. Sub-boss time. You dare me? I'll revenge my master's death. Cold. You'll follow him. Oh, Kuma. Didn't really do that. That little somersault thing, it's like he's got about 10 variations from that. Did well to block that. Oh, God. Fake fireball, look at him. The only bad thing about that 3-hit fireball is the fact that it would be cheesy if... Nice. It would be cheesy if the first hit, like, absorbed another fireball and then it went through and it still did 2. That'd be sick. Didn't know how to deal with that, did he? It's the pressure game with Akuma. It's just relentless. The problem is that, like, if you don't make the right move off the off, you're really stuffed, because you do flying hard kick, middle sweep fireball, and it knocks him over and does a lot of damage. And then you can get, while they're still recovering from that, you can get over the top and try and hit an up. Flying hard punch uppercut fireball. That dazes him 9 times out of 10. Like that. Even his hurricane kick, the way it crosses up, the computer struggles with a lot of the time. Do that. It's just all about what's it. The thing with this is that it's just all about playing a pressure game with Akuma. Because the computer really hasn't got any chance. If you can just keep locked in a corner and keep pressure on, they really struggle. Didn't mean to do that. Sick. Right, 2 more. Oh, Bison. Bison's tough on this. And he's absolutely jacked for some reason. Didn't rate that though, did he? Oh, God, that did so much damage. See what I mean about putting the pressure on him early, though? Nice. Another perfect. Sick. See, that's awkward. Oh! Lucky that was, to be honest with you. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh! No. Nice. That was fairly decent. Now stay down. And on to the last level, Jen. Master Jen, what do you want of me, Akuma? Your defeat. I think not. Savage. I guess I didn't get enough, what's it then? I didn't meet the requirements to get it. Shin Akuma. That's a shame. Let's find out what it is. I thought it was 3 perfects. I think I got 3 perfects. I probably got 4 if I wasn't titting around with Zangief so much. Absolutely destroyed this katana. That's Akuma for you. Although we want Kenobi over here. Oh, Master Jen, I'm sorry. Not at all. And that, my good friends, is one credit as advertised. Absolute rout with Akuma, that. I'm finished, Akuma. You have won. Come on, just a little closer. What? And then he had some kind of Jean-Claude Van Damme teleport. He knew. He's gone. Where'd he go? To the Great Wall of China, obviously. We're the opponents have all challenged me. Maybe this world is not as weak as I thought. I could live in this mortal place and perfect my killing power. I will be next to die. Ha 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 ha. Bit morbid. And there we have it. Akuma, ladies and gentlemen. So hard on this. The problem is that, like, with the computer AI, is if you're hyper aggressive, it really struggles. Kind of if you sit back a little bit, what you generally tend to find is after the first 5 or 10 seconds, like, it'll get into a rhythm, and then it's really hard. You notice a lot of the victories I had there were really quick, because with the bulk of them, what you've got to do is just absolutely plow them. You just can't take any chances. And Akuma makes the whole thing look really easy. But the funny thing is, if you play with any other characters, it's actually quite hard. Of course, as well, Akuma's got a stupidly good moveset. I mean, that Dragon Punch does 3 hit. He's got 4 different types of fireballs, 5 different types of super moves. Do you know what I mean? He's just pretty sick. And he's not as hard as Shin Akuma is. At some point, I will show you good people, power made fleesh that is Shin Akuma, because it really is a sight to behold. He's absolutely nails. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Next week, next Wednesday, is going to be the last one of Season 2. I can't believe it's kind of come around already. But Season 2 is Episode 20, which is contra to Episode 39. And then I'm going to be looking at taking a break for maybe a month, 5 weeks-ish. Decent. Should get a high score for that, though, surely. How many perfects then? 1, 2, 3. Just 3 perfects. 10 super combo finishes. No cheese, no whatever that means. So what I'm looking at doing is another video next week. See if I can get some Saturday content as well. Depends on my schedule, really, if I've got a bit of time free. There's loads of stuff I want to do, if I'm being honest. And then we'll have 39, and then we'll have a break for summer, basically. Like I say, I'll probably take maybe 4 or 5 weeks off. I'll keep you posted, and there'll be plenty of stuff happening on the channel. I'll maybe have a competition or 2, and I'll see if I can't do something in that time, or maybe an odd bit of bonus content, but there won't be regular episodes during that time until Season 3 starts. The reason why I want to do this is because I just want to get very far ahead with recording, because I'm at the point now where it's R-Type's fault. I was miles ahead, and then I lost loads of time trying to beat R-Type. So what I need to do, and I like the idea of having kind of seasons and stuff, and I'll have like a big lead-in show and some other stuff, and I think that's cool. But I think it's kind of it'll be cool to kind of take a bit of a break from it and kind of write some ideas down and to kind of see where it all goes, really. Street Fighter Alpha 2 is a lot of fun. It's a game that I played probably more on the consoles than I did in the arcade, but I played the console version of death. And as I said on the Street Fighter Alpha 1 video, my good friend Mr. Daniel Sanzario, I went to university with, got me onto this, really. He had a Saturn before me, and he had Alpha 2, and the Saturn version's just this, basically. It hasn't got any real loading times, and there's more like you can play as Shin Akuma, and we used to do Shin Akuma score challenges and stuff, because if you can change all the settings more on the Saturn version, obviously. So you can put the damage up really high, so everything does loads of damage, so they do more damage, but so do you. And with Shin Akuma, like, you can do like a jumping double fireball into a sweep into a dragon punch, and it'll take like 50% energy, and then it'll daze him 9 times out of 10. And you've got enough for a super combo then. So you jump a double fireball uppercut, and then a super dragon punch, and then they're dead. Do you know what I mean? You can kill people in like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. It's hilarious. But yeah, we used to do it all the time. It was a good laugh, man. And yeah, they were good. They were good times, my friend. And these games kind of bring all of this back to kind of all of us. I've had a few people these last couple of weeks who've messaged me and said like, "Oh, this video kind of really got me because like, I remember doing this, or I remember doing that." And then I had my good friend Callum, who I spoke about in the intro, messaged me and said, "Oh, I watched your video, like one of the Mario playthroughs when I was on kind of holiday, now, like, I've got, whenever I see that game, I'm always reminded of kind of a nice kind of modern kind of memory link to that, which I never even thought of, but that's such a cool thing to hear as well. Because these videos are such fun to put together. They take time, but it's just so worth it every single time. And I honestly do hope that you good people if you get like 1% of what I get out of making these through watching them, then yeah, it's just all worth it. So what I'm going to do now is figure out how we're going to finish this season, hopefully in style. And then I'm going to look at playing it and recording it. And I'm also going to make some decisions regarding next season's multi-part long play. That's right, there is going to be one. So there'll be a multi-part long play, and there'll be an episode every week, obviously. And then when the multi-part long play starts, there'll probably be some bonus content. So wherever possible, I'm going to try and do 2 videos a week, schedule permitting. Because I think, like, we're at that point now where I hit a big rush of, like, views and followers. Like, just before this came out, I was on 270 odd, and then I posted a Street Fighter video, the SNES one, on the Reddit Street Fighter forum, and it got like 800 views overnight, and I got another 20 odd followers. So I mean, cheers to everybody who checked that out. If you came here from the Reddit forum on the Street Fighter 2 Guile No Rounds Lost video, thanks very much for subscribing and checking the content out. It's awesome. But yeah, so it's just a mad explosion of kind of views and likes and comments and all the rest of it. So that was really cool. But yeah, like moving forward, there's only going to be more of the same. So a load of old games, me whittling on about nothing, and yeah, just good times, really. Good fun times, because that's what these games are all about. Right, and I am going to go. Take very good care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next episode of One Credit Classic. Take care.